Hi guys, I just wanted to show you how I'm going to make this Dr. Seuss sign for my son's birthday party. You could get a pack of these signs, and some of these things are printed on them and then some are blank. This is what they look like. I got this at Michael's, and I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I do know they always have those 50% off coupons, so it probably wasn't much. But it comes with this post, and it's kind of flimsy. I mean, it'd be perfect if you were to like to put it on a wall or something, but what I got here is a red flower pot, and the plant's still in it because it'll come back to life in the summertime. But I took this stake, it's probably about 5 foot or so, maybe taller, and I put that in there. I'm going to paint it and fix it up and attach the signs to it so it looks all Dr. Seussy. So I'm going to cut back to that so you can see the progress. Okay, so I just put one coat of paint, just this red acrylic craft paint on the wood. I'm probably going to do a couple coats because right now well, it's kind of a dark red, the light's washing it out, but I'm going to probably do a couple paints of that, and then I'm going to put some kind of red tissue paper and little wormy looking things down here to cover up the dirt. So I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so step 2, I took a piece of red tissue paper and I opened it up and I stuck it over the top of this and just put it all the way down. And then I have a bunch of these, what I consider worms. They come in like my subscription boxes of stuff I order. I just happen to have some red ones, so I stuff those all down there so it kind of looks like grass or something weird. And it covers the inner part of the planter that was white and that plank that's in it. And then when I'm done, I could just lift up the paper so it's like easier to clean up. So that's just what I did to that. I am gonna do a couple more coats because as you can see, you can still kind of see the wood through it. And all that's left is to print the signs, and I think I'm going to hot glue them on instead of stapling them. Since this is so thin, I don't want to crack the wood. And I think you could find these little wood things at like Lowe's or any place like that. My mom happened to have one in her garage she wasn't using. And it's a little bit off center. I guess it's not really picking it up too much on camera, but it's kind of curved, which is okay because Dr. Seuss stuff is kind of weird and crooked and whatever anyways. So I just wanted to show you the bottom part of the pot. I think that turned out really nice. All right, so I decided that this is what I'm gonna have them say. It's gonna say Seussville at the top, and I kind of filled it in with what I wanted to say. And I was gonna write it in, but I decided my penmanship sucks and I don't wanna mess it up. So I Googled Dr. Seuss Fonts, and you could type anything in here and it'll put it in a Dr. Seuss font like that, and you could just copy it, copy image, and then paste it in Microsoft Word and print it off from there, and you can make it bigger and all that. So it's really awesome. So I'm going to print these out, and I'm just kind of guessing if this is going to be big enough or not. It's at like a 90-point font, I think. So I'm going to print those out, cut around them real nicely, and then put them on these little boards. Alright, so I printed out my sign, and I'm thinking this is too small, so I went back and just did it separately, because I'm cutting them all out individually anyways. I have an X-Acto knife, and I've just been tracing, the outside to get as close as I can. Let me go grab the one I did. Oh, here it is. I've decided, if you can tell here, like I cut it out pretty well, but there's like little white pieces and I don't want that showing because I'm going to be putting it on a colored sheet of paper. So I just have a black marker and I'm just kind of going to trace along the side to cover up those white spots. Anything like that. I want to do it before I put it on there. And then the black kind of, blends in, so. If it's a little sloppy, that's okay, because the font is supposed to be a little wacky. So I'm going to go through doing all these, and then I'm going to start gluing them. This is probably the most time-consuming part of this process, but I think it'll look a lot better. I mean, some people's handwriting is really cool, but mine kind of sucks. I was just going to use a pencil and kind of trace over it. That way I could get it perfect before I start actually handwriting it in. But Just don't think it'll look as good. I'm going to do a video to show you, just scratch that up, to show you the other decorations we have, because we have some really cool stuff. A lady that my mother-in-law knows actually does this really big Christmas display in town where she has these wooden cutout characters, and she has a Cat in the Hat and a Thing 1, Thing 2. So we're actually going to put those in the yard, and then the sign, depending on if it's snowing or not, is either going to be in the yard with it or it's going to just be in the house. I haven't decided yet. But the party, I've been planning this for a long time just because I'm really elaborate, but so there's the A. So I'm going to go ahead and color that one in, and I won't bore you anymore. I'll just cut to the part where I'm gluing. Okay, I'm doing the first sign, and you could use any kind of glue. I'm using Mod Podge just because I don't know where my Elmer's is. I actually put these on with rubber cement, the first two. I think I might go back to that because this maybe is too wet and it might leave wrinkles in it. And there's the Mod Podge. You could use this stuff for all sorts of things. To seal stuff, you could use it as glue. It's kind of just an all-purpose product. So. And this should dry clear if you get it anywhere else. That's the first one. I think that looks pretty good. I like how I have it spaced, and like I said, this font, since it's a little crooked anyways, it's easy to work with. So I'll finish the other ones and I'll lay them out so you can see what it's going to look like. Okay, so here's the sign with everything glued on it and placed out on the table. This is what it's going to look like, and now I just need to glue it to the post that I have. Okay, I just got done gluing these on. I forgot to record in between, but I just put those over the pole or the piece of wood and then kind of spaced them out, and I had a little bit of room left, and I think it turned out really well. There's a lot of glare on it. It looks really good. And again, I got this kit from Michael's, the craft store. I'm not sure if they sell them anywhere else, but it was over by, I think by the school stuff for like teachers. So there you go. Stay tuned for more Dr. Seuss stuff. I'm going to do cakes and all sorts of things.